So buckle up because this case is wild from the get-go. This intro sets up what's about to be a bumpy ride, so stay tuned.
Ms. Hooker, you are here with your mother because you say the defendant's son, Mr. Abraham, fathered your 10-month-old daughter, Kanaya. You say that Ms. Baker and her family's denial of this child has caused you pain, and you are here for an apology and to prove her son is the father.
Oh boy, here come the doubts, and Ms. Baker is not holding back. And trust me, things are only heating up from here.
Ms. Baker, you and your daughter are here today to represent your son, Mr. Abraham, because tragically, he was killed 3 months after the birth of this child. You say that before his death, your son expressed great doubt that he was the father of Ms. Hooker's baby, and you are here to put the lies to rest.
Ms. Hooker's got feelings, and she is laying them all out for the court. She also points out that her baby looks just like Keyshawn. So what's the issue? Emotions are running high, and you can bet there's more drama on the way.
I'm just sad sometimes. I try to deal with it now. Like, I really don't care no more. Like, that's how I feel. I don't care anymore. I don't care who feel nothing about my baby. I don't care. It just seemed like everybody else looking upside my head like I'm an animal. Like, every time I'm sitting down doing something, they looking at me like I'm just outcast of the group. She looked like me, so why is it a problem? That's why I just say I don't care about nothing.
This is where things get real serious, and honestly, a little sad. But don't get too comfortable because we're diving right back into the mess.
My son was on vacation, and we kept hearing that Denia was pregnant, but then when we finally found out for sure, he told me, he said he wasn't the only boy that had messed with Denia. And he made me promise that we was gonna get a blood test, and things didn't go the way we thought they were gonna go. And
get ready for Miss Hooker's turn to clap back at those rumors. Just when you think it might calm down, the tension spikes again.
You know, 'cause that's why it's funny, because how can somebody tell me who I was sleeping with? Nobody in the room was in the room with me when I was sleeping with somebody. Keyshawn only denied the baby when him and my daughter was arguing. Other than that, I have pictures with him laying on her, getting mad at what he tell his mother or nothing like that. He held the baby, kissed the baby, and loved the baby. We just need to get the results for Miss Carolyn.
Ms. Baker wants to clear her name, but you can still feel the tension brewing. But it doesn't look like the back and forth is ending anytime soon.
I'm not trying to do anything against anybody to make her feel bad. I ain't never me and Denia them. We never had a problem. She come stay the night when she feel like it, her and the baby. Everything. They was just with me at my birthday dinner. Even though my son telling me I have never did or said anything to make her feel no bad.
Now we're talking about an obituary feud. Yep, you read that right. It's a serious hit to their relationship, and the room just gets tenser.
One of my family members was in the obituary, but my baby one. Y'all can keep my family member out the obituary.
Okay.
She said one of her family members was in the obituary.
But there was no mention of Kanaya. Was this intentional, Ms. Baker, Ms. Bland? Was this something that...
like this, Judge. She went and finished up without me. Kanaya did get left out. So did my grandmother, and so did one of my sisters.
All right, here it is, the big DNA reveal we've all been waiting for, and it's a bombshell.
It has been determined by this court. The percentage of relatedness between Ms. Baker, Mr. Abraham, and Kanaya Abraham is 0%.
This is why right here.
Ms. Baker.
Ms. Richardson claims Mr. Smith began denying their daughter after she was conceived. She asserts that their relationship was serious and that Mr. Smith had been eager to have a child with her due to his uncertain health. You'll never guess what's up next, so don't blink.
Ms. Richardson, you say you were in an exclusive relationship with Mr. Smith and even tried to have a baby together. But after you conceived your daughter, Kalani, Mr. Smith started denying your baby. You intend to prove he is the father today.
A woman is unsure if a man is the father, even though he owes $21,000 in back child support.
Do you refer to him as your dad?
Yes, all the time.
You know he's on your birth certificate, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
You do know that, listed as your father.
Yes, Your Honor.
And nothing's been done about that for 18 years.
It's time for the results.
When it comes to the paternity of Mr. Dallas Whistler, Mr. Whistler, you are not his father.
I'm wanting to spend time with you.
This just keeps getting juicier. Ms. Richardson emotionally recounts how Mr. Smith, fearing a short life, expressed a strong desire to have a child with her. She agreed to this despite her reservations, influenced by her feelings of love and commitment at the time. Strap in, because the next part of the story is a roller coaster.
Around the time we were together for about 8 months, he had told me he was in a situation where he didn't know if he were going to live a long time. Me being young and dumb and I was actually in love with him, I agreed on it.
Talk Talk about a plot twist. Ms. Richardson details their attempt to conceive around Halloween, followed by immediate news of her pregnancy to Mr. Smith. She describes their joint visits to doctor appointments, highlighting their initial commitment to raising the child together. Things are about to get even more intriguing, so keep watching.
Around October 31st, we were together. I had left Job Corps, but he was still in. I left on the 28th. On the 31st, I had sent for him to come in for the weekend, so, you know, we can go home on weekend. That day we did have sex, and that's whenever my daughter was conceived. I called him immediately.
What a tangled web we weave. Judge Lake cautions Ms. Richardson about the realities of relationships, emphasizing the difference between comfort, convenience, and true commitment. The judge stresses that Mr. Smith's intermittent returns do not equate to a genuine, long-term relationship. Just when you think you've seen it all, there's more.
Now, this is just woman to woman. You've got to be able to decide and be able to know the difference between being his comfort and his convenience and being the commitment. What I'm hearing now is, yeah, he might come back and forth and back and forth. That's because you left. Yes, he wants to be with you in the bed. You understand? That does not mean he's going to stick around for a relationship or for the child.
Here's where it gets spicy. Mr. Smith admits his initial excitement about the pregnancy, but also confesses to his doubts, suggesting possible infidelity on Ms. Richardson's part. This marks a pivotal moment in the episode, revealing the complexities of their relationship. But wait, there's more drama around the corner.
I thought she probably found somebody else outside of Job Corps. Probably
I called
got
him
old
every
friends.
day. He called me every day. I worked from 2 in the p.m. to 11 at night, so there was no time I could cheat at all. I called him each.
Mr. Smith disagrees. He's shaking his head when you
We
testify.
were with each other almost every weekend. Every time I went home, he went.
What part of that story do you disagree with, Mr. Smith?
The date. I don't remember coming home that day.
The plot thickens. Brianna Smith, Mr. Smith's twin sister, testifies about the escalating tensions during the pregnancy. She recalls both the initial excitement and the growing doubts due to aggressive interactions and suspicious messages. Buckle up, because the next testimony is a doozy.
I feel like she should look like me to a certain extent. And, you know, she has the big eye. I'll give her that.
Just like her mother.
But as far as the lips and the things of that nature, I just don't see. At first, I did think that Kalani was Bobby's, but after seeing all messages and seeing how she acts and all the things that she say, it is hard to believe. And then with the video, I never seen the dude.
Can you handle what's coming next? A video submitted as evidence becomes a topic of intense scrutiny in court. The video apparently shows the child with another man, leading to heated discussions about the nature of the relationship between Ms. Richardson and the other man featured in the video. Stay tuned. The next twist is a jaw-dropper.
This is a still of the video you submitted.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
That is her godfather.
And
if
if
he
you-
chooses to kiss her on the forehead,
If
he
you
can do
could
that.
see the video, ma'am, your opinion of a godfather, that's not it. You know what I mean? I've never seen somebody.
Well, look, I get it. And Miss Richardson, this is what's difficult, because as a woman, I do understand, and I have to say this a lot in this courtroom because it is true and it never changes and it will never change. Once you ring that bell and say this isn't your baby, you ain't never getting that bell back.
Get ready for some real talk. Judge Lake delivers a powerful message about the responsibilities and emotional maturity required to raise a child. She stresses the importance of recognizing and managing the intense emotions involved in their relationships. The aftermath of this revelation is something you'll want to see.
Do you follow me?
Yes, ma'am.
And the last I heard, the parents choose the God together. And that's another fact we don't have on track, because you're kids. You're not ready for all of it. You're not ready for it emotionally. You're not ready for it at all.
Hold on to your seats. The climactic moment arrives as the DNA test results are revealed.
It has been determined by this court. The biological father is Mr. Smith.
A man jailed for not paying child support wants a DNA test to prove he is not the biological father. A DNA test means jail for this man, as he is behind on child support. Time for the results.
In the case of Adams v. Williams, it has been determined that Mr. Adams is not